Well, here we are.
Here we are.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Of course.
The United States' most famous mom, I think, at this point. No? In the 12 to 22 game.
Yeah.
Super
rock
famous.
On,
Super famous. What's it like showing up to events just surrounded by young men and the influence you have in the culture? It
is really weird at times. It's just hard to believe. I think that it really hit me when we went to the first show. Cameron took me to a show, and he's, like, they're fans. He's like, Mom, you can't go in the front door. You have to go in the back door. I'm like, well, why? And he's like, Mom, you don't understand. They're going to be...
Yeah.
Not attacking you, but like they're gonna want it to be all around you.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. You have to go in the back door.
You catch a good side though. Like, there's some rappers out there that got to worry about people you don't like coming after them. You are like people tracking you down for hugs. They want a hug. They want your famous peace sign.
Yeah.
In the pictures.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I've been a couple places with you and experienced that. So thank you for taking me to those places. By the way.
Yeah. Oh no. You have been great being able to have you come to festivals with us, and
Thank you.
And your work is just so incredible. And just after we met you the first time, when you were there the day that we first did the Skies interview, my very first mom interview, Skies, that's where we met.
That was the first one.
That's where we met.
That was the first one.
Yeah. And
I just think it's, you pull up to some places not too many people would be in either, essentially. Sometimes, like when we were backstage for the Juice WRLD interview,
yes. That was...
It's interesting, right? A lot of weed smoke, a lot of drinking.
Well, the alarm went off in the venue, and the guy came running through there, and he was like not happy.
Yeah.
He was like waving his arms and stuff, and like, stop the freaking smoking. And I remember thinking, I think I even said, it's not me. And he's like, this has got to stop. And, But it was to a point where Cam left, if you remember.
I do. And I give him hell for it every time. I said, you walked out, man.
Yeah.
You walked out.
Well,
you left us there. Like, you see your mom's around. Not that they're bad dudes, but you don't know. You never know when you go somewhere.
It wasn't even about that. It was about, mainly the, I think the whole smoke. Too much smoke for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are being really loud. Hey! Can you turn down just a little bit? Down. Sorry. We didn't want it to be too serious of an interview, right?
No,
and then everybody's sitting in here on pins and needles.
No,
so
definitely not.
What we got going on today is Momma Cuf is in town doing Mom Reacts. You've never done Mom Reacts to like local per se artists, right? So how's it? Are you nervous about it? How do you feel going into
it? It's a little bizarre, because when I have done some reactions, and I think the whole thing started because I was just completely honest.
Yeah.
It was not anything that was forced when the whole channel, the reaction thing started. It was a secret filming of Cameron filming me.
Yeah.
To a video, and then they retweeted it, and that's how it happened. So then it was like, oh, they want your reaction. It's just me watching and as a mom, and like being a little freaking
You've changed a lot since the first one.
I would call people evil. I would tell them they were horrible, that those people they must be evil, nasty, horrible people. And
you found out not all of them were,
and
right?
I used to say, where are those kids' parents?
Oh.
And I was pretty...
Yeah.
I love music, and I grew up, like, loving music. I'd rather listen to music than watch TV anytime. If you gave me a choice.
What do you listen to if you're in a listening mood? What goes in?
We listen to a lot of... Dave Matthews Band.
Okay. You were almost about to say I'm too young to know what you're talking about. I saw it on your lips. I'm old too.
Yep, I know how old. I know how old you are, and you know how.
I love Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah, Dave Matthews Band is one of our favorites.
So
John
awesome.
Mayer.
There you go.
We listened to a lot of Post Malone, Juice WRLD, Skies.
Yeah. Post is really good.
Yeah,
extremely good.
Yeah, but then I like some like Rod Wave, and
you really like Rod Wave?
I just discovered him, and I was like, Cameron, what the hell happened? I really like Rod Wave.
Yeah.
And
the juice stuff post Mortis is out of bounds. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's so like pop oriented too. It's like, but it's so good.
Man,
it's
he
good.
had me do a couple reactions to some of that post juice stuff, and I couldn't get through it without becoming emotional.
Yeah. I
mean, it just.
I watched the first reaction. I forget which one you got. The one where Tristan did like animations and stuff to it. And I'm watching you, just kind of knowing how you are and how you feel about some of these kids. It's kind of tough for me to watch you watch the videos, and I'm like, man, I know she's feeling it, because you actually got to meet. Nobody ever really gets to meet these people and see who they are. We just see what they put online, and then when you meet them and you realize,
and two, I really haven't. I mean, I would never put this, in writing out there, but I have conversations on DMs from Juice that I had back and forth with him. When, some of the, because I didn't know, some of it was just music lyrics, but some of it really was about him battling what he was battling. And I would be like, do that, stay away from the drugs and, keep your head up and, you'll be great. And that's when Cole did his first video. And then that's how.
Wow.
And then I sent him a message like that, and then he responded back to me, and I mean, I have
kind of taken that role on. Like, I know you do that with Skies. You text Skies once in a while, check in on. I feel like you've taken a real motherly role with a lot of these guys.
I mean,
Scheme. I know you check in on Scheme.
I do. I will send, and I'll check in on, like, Leroy. Told him happy birthday the other day, and he told me, thanks, and all the guys, Jandor Media. I mean, I check in with all those guys. Golden, I text back with him, message back and forth, because, I mean, they know that I don't need anything from them. So I think Jamie, honestly, I think that is the way and the reason why they feel so comfortable, because I'm not looking for.
You're just checking in.
I'm just checking in.
Yeah, it's kind of you. I mean, the people you're checking in on are big deals. It's, and I know you're very humble about it, but it's so crazy to think like here you are.
Puya and I and his girl, and now I have this relationship with like Murda Beat's mom, Puya's mom. I mean, Sky's mom and I.
That's where you need to go with it. We need like a mom's reality show.
Well,
actually,
I was trying to get together something like where, like an event, like where I was going to have all the parents kind of come together of all these kids all the moms that I communicate with. And I was kind of thinking sometime this past spring. Well, of course, with COVID, that didn't happen, but I still want to do that.
I think that would be really, really neat and command a lot of attention.
I mean,
on the internet.
I just, just the mix of people, and I just think a lot of the, even the kids, like Johnny's mom, the brand, and Half Evil's mom, she and I talk, and Sam that
Sam's
just moved,
mom.
Sam's mom. I'm talking with all these moms.
I think that's really cool.
It's fun.
I think that's cool.
But it's just honest conversation. It's no Hollywood wives of whatever. It's no bullshit crap like that.
Yeah. Phil, are we still rolling on everything? We're good? I think Doc is passing the mic around, letting everybody know. We're going to let everybody introduce themselves to you this way. With COVID going on, we definitely want to be precautious and things like that. So instead of putting everybody in a line and just kind of throwing them at you one by one, we're going to pass the mic around and let everybody ask questions. Trauma's parents may ask too. Hey, Doc. Awesome. Doc, are you almost ready? You want to give somebody? Hey, let's do bullwhip first. Let's do bullwhip first. You're up, Bull.
You're doing vlog footage and I didn't even know. All right.
Here we go.
Ready?
Go ahead. Get him. Yeah, there we go. Hey, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell her a little bit about yourself and then your question.
All right. I go by Bullwhip. I'm from Virginia. Been doing hip hop. We do a podcast called Iron Skillet Podcast. Definitely check us out. But a question for you would be, did you ever think, 5-10 years ago that you'd be doing reaction videos to hip hop music or just music videos in general?
No. Cameron was on a path of digital media in college and in high school, and he was doing videos for classes, and he had to create a video and film it. And the song that he put to it was Post Malone's White Iverson.
Okay.
Okay, so when he did that, he then showed me that song, and that made me, wow, I was like, he's not like your canned, person. He's really different, and I remember thinking, wow, that's just different. But I think Cameron took it down off the channel, but he did that video. And when I see that, it just almost makes me tear up because it's so in the beginning of this.
Right.
But I love music. I would rather listen to music than TV. So this is kind of good for me.
Right.
But I never even thought I'd be at rap festivals, hanging out when, trying to see through the smoke. You know what I'm saying? No, I did not think that was going to happen. I thought Cameron was going to go to school, go to college for 4 years, do something, produce, whatever, and I was going to go on my merry way.
All right, well, one more question. How's it feel to see your son out here being a superstar?
That's funny because he really does have a pretty good following. And I was telling Jamie a minute ago, like when we went to the first thing, and he's like, no, Mom, where you go? I said, he's like, you got to go back door, around here, it's the way it is. So it was interesting kind of seeing people just like, the kids love him because he's just so natural. He doesn't hold back anything, but he's also not faking anything. So I think they're drawn to him. But it's pretty cool, and it hasn't really fazed him. So I'm excited for him. And yes, he had to stop going to college, so that was a decision we made. But as far as like how I feel now, and how I've been feeling is, I know what it's like to work my whole life and not really love what I do. So if he can do this and enjoy himself and love what he does, then I'm there 1,000% for him. So seeing that, it's kind of like, it's kind of proud, but
It was a big step for him, and I'm sure you're glad he took it.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely glad because now's the time. He's 22. Why not? See if it works, and if it doesn't, he's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's almost finished a degree, so there's no reason why he can't figure something else out. So I'm pretty excited for him. Yeah. So tell me about you. Besides from Virginia.
I didn't know we were doing all this.
You're from Virginia, so what did you start doing music?
I'm from Virginia. My name's Brandon. I go by Bullwhip. I rap.
Right.
We do a podcast.
But how did you get started? What made you do that?
Well, with music?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we gotta move up. I can't hear.
How'd you get started with the music? What made you start that?
So back in the day, my uncles were doing hip hop, and I just seen it as that's cool. And then I got in some trouble when I was younger, and my mom helped me out with a makeshift studio, and that's where it started. It kept me off the streets, and I still see it as it keeps me out of trouble.
I love it.
And I actually enjoy doing it. It helps me get a lot off my chest and stay productive. And it led me to doing things like a podcast that is motivational for people, and we do charity events and stuff for our community. And it's brought me around cool people like J-Law and Phil and everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I might have even heard of that podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I might have.
Iron Skillet Podcast.
Yeah, I might have. Yeah, well, good luck. That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
I'm excited for you.
Well, I'm excited for you to check out the video.
I can't wait.
It's going to be a fun one.
Okay, I can't wait. Yeah, exciting.
All right, who do we got next? Can we...
Who wants it?
Go ahead and give it to Doc. Let's go to Trauma. We'll go to Trauma next. Back there.
Hey, my name is Trauma. I'm from Falling Waters, West Virginia. I'm 15 years old, and I've been making music ever since I was 12. And have some questions?
Yeah, definitely.
What was it like starting your own channel?
So Cameron had the channel he was putting up gaming videos, and then he and Johnny and Landon did Omegle videos, which I think are really, from a mom's perspective, I did not like them at all. They were terrible. I did not like them. Sam, I am. So anyway, he then was still trying to really, his goal was, if you ask him, was to be in phase. So that's how the channel started. And then when he filmed me, and I didn't know about it, watching a video, he filmed my reaction to it and then didn't tell me, and then put it up on the channel and told me later that, oh, Mom, I got to tell you something. By the way, that video that you put up on the channel, or that I was taping you the other day and I put it on the channel. That's how the channel got started. So, I mean, gained a lot of traction. Yeah. But he started it with the gaming and everything else. So from then, we just started doing reaction videos and just me talking about, giving my honest opinion about videos. So that's how that, happened. And then I have a little channel myself that Cameron told me I could start. He controls everything that I should be doing because I don't know what's cool or not cool. So I have a little Momma Cuf channel too. But then there's not much on it. But I think I have 10,000 followers. It's not bad.
Okay. Also, do you engage with your followers a lot? Do you read comments? And what's your inspiration towards the videos that you make every time?
I do read the comments. Cameron tells me not to, because the reaction videos that we first did and stuff, there was a lot of comments on there that weren't very nice, and he didn't want me reading them about his things that people were saying about his mom. So some things weren't, shouldn't be repeated. But anyway, I like to see, and he's like, Mom, not everybody's telling you the truth. I mean, I've had people DM me on, social media through Instagram and the channel, and they want to know about people. They think that I know everybody on a personal level, all these rappers, and I don't. But I do read the comments, and I've even had people tell me that they've, that our videos have impacted them, and that they hope, new moms will DM me and say, I hope I'm just as good, have a good relationship with my kid as you do with your son, and things like that. And that makes me feel good. And I'm like, it's just us being us. It's not anything, so I do read the comments, and I do comment back most of the time, and then I also will scold people when guys say things that they shouldn't. I'm like, well, if you keep doing that, I'm going to block you. And then they'll go, I'm sorry, Momma Cuf, please don't block me. I said, well, you better delete your comment or I'm going to block you. And they normally just do it. I probably can tell you that out of the comments, I maybe have had only 10 to 20 that I've just blocked, and because they were just ridiculous. But I probably don't have more than that blocked because everybody has been pretty respectful. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
And the inspiration question, this is just normal. I'm just helping Cam, and I like going with him to the festivals, of course. And I'm having withdrawals with that, and not being able to go out and do the interview stuff. And I think people like that. Yeah. And it's kind of disappointing that we can't do that now, but it is what it is, So I think it's just a matter of my thing is I just want to help him any way I can. Yeah.
Well, just want to let you know that you're a big inspiration to me.
Oh.
And your videos have helped my parents understand just the dream I have.
Yeah.
So it's just
No, I mean that's great. You have a big advantage that you have your parents' support. Yeah. So them behind you is extra special. The fact that they are going to not scold you and for watching, and trying to do this kind of music or this genre of music or whatever. So, I mean, being only 15, you need their support. They kind of pay your bills right now.
Yeah.
So it's good that you all have a cohesive relationship and you get along. And that's really a lot of people who are aspiring to be big. That's what they need, and that's what you have. So you're very, very blessed. Yeah. So I'm excited to watch your video. So, who's your inspiration?
My inspiration?
Your music. Who inspired you?
My biggest inspiration, I'd say, was Lil Skies, probably.
Yeah.
Lil Skies, Landon Cube.
Yeah.
Grew up watching them.
Okay.
It's so cool, seeing them up there now.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's inspiring because they're nearby, they're local.
Yeah.
So it's just like...
They are local, and they still are normal people.
Yeah.
Like Cameron and Landon and all those guys, they just moved to the Cuff House. I was a little nervous about that, but Cameron's the mom of the group, so I never have to worry. But they're still together and they're still doing things and having fun, and you can be that too, and you just got to keep doing your music and just getting better and half the battle, or more than half the battle, is having your parents behind you, so that's something to be really grateful for. Yeah, for real.
All right, thank you.
We got some local guys here, Hollywood Keys. Yeah, we were going to do him.
Yeah.
Let him go first. Yeah.
Oh,
Like
you have questions, you just can't think of them right now. So. I like your shirt.
Thank you. I'm Hato. I'm from Hagerstown. I guess my question would be, outside of hip hop, what kind of elements do you like to see blended into mainstream hip hop? And I guess what kind of music do you like outside of hip hop?
So I like the vibe that Skies and Landon have together when they do collab. I really like that. I think they go well together. I think my musical taste is, I'm old, so I started off Leonard Skinner, Led Zeppelin, Bachman Turner Overdrive, Fleetwood Mac, Kansas. I was never hardcore heavy metal.
Right.
No. But I like, Juice WRLD, Ski Mask is, oh my gosh.
Yeah, so do you like to see that kind of rock element come out into a mainstream audience?
I do. And it's funny, Trippy, he's kind of that rock element, okay? Trippy came up to me, we're at Rolling Loud, we're walking, and all of a sudden he just beelined right to me, Mama, like this, with his arms open up, and just hugged me. And it was Cameron and I, it was a Mother's Day, Rolling Loud last May. And it was crazy. I'm like, how does Trippy? And he was like, he actually told me off camera that he was like, I really listened to some of the things that you had said about my music, and all the screaming I tried to change, and he actually said that he heard it, listened to it. That freaked me out.
Yeah.
But I like what he does, I will tell you that I don't like every song of every artist. That's just what it is. How often do you buy a piece of music, from somebody, or how often is you listen to one whole thing of music and everything you like? Not one person's everybody's not going to like everything you put out.
Right.
So I think it's just a matter of you have to be you. Mm-hmm. I just like music, and I've gotten better listening to it, but I do like some of that rock inspiration into it. I think that's pretty cool.
Keys, you ready, man? You got...
I don't even got any questions.
You don't even got any questions?
All right, who's left then? Brett. Brett's next. Let's go ahead and move on with him.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Hi. Hey,
Hey.
Jet Johnson from Northern Virginia. Same place as Bullwhip, Trav, all
Okay.
them. I guess the only really question I have is, did this make you closer with Cam, being able to do all this?
It's good.
That's good.
And so I guess it
Mama's boy for the win.
Yeah,
He's doing well.
he's. Yeah. He's not obsessed, Mama's boy, because it'll take me 4 days. I'll FaceTime him, and then he won't pick up, and Wendell will say he's not going to pick up the phone, and so I'll screenshot my FaceTime and send it to him, and I'm laughing. I'm like, Wendell said you wouldn't pick up, and this will go on for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
And then he'll finally call me back.
There you go.
But he's in that Cuff House in L.A. What does he want with me every day?
Yeah.
We do a business together.
Yeah.
But no, he has got my back, and I got his.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great. So
Yeah.
if you got that,
I don't have any other questions.
you don't?
All right, we got 2 more. We definitely want to get Shatora
Yeah, let's get Shatora
to
up.
ask, and then Phil.
All right. Hi.
My name's Shatora. I just go by Shatora.
Okay.
I make music. I'm also from the same town that Jet and Bullwhip are from. We actually went to the same elementary school, middle school, high school. We all made music, and for a while there was like a little rivalry there. Like we were in our separate like basements, but then we all came together and started making music together. And I'm super lucky to still have them, and Travis as well. He's been just right there since we were all in like middle school. So
That's awesome.
one of my questions was, we do have a podcast, so we interview a lot of people, and there's been some people that have come through and they've just shared a story or a piece of information that really like touched me, and a lot of times it's people that I don't expect. So I was wondering, I know you've done hundreds of interviews, and in any of those, has there ever been like one story or one moment that really sticks out that kind of like just either caught you off guard or really, really touched you?
I think it would be, people have talked about their moms. When I did the Mother's Day Rolling Loud interviews and stuff, I asked, like, what's your best memory with your mom and stuff like that. But mainly Cameron wanted my interviews to be, like, fun, goofy, what's your favorite to do you sing in the shower?
Yeah.
And, all that kind of stuff. And I think the most... I wonder if I can say this without getting emotional. I don't even know if I can answer your question.
Uh-oh.
Oh, crap.
It doesn't
All right.
have to be an interview moment. It could be an experience with a person. It could be anything.
No, I think I'm gonna hold it together. The one question that I asked, it was to Juice, and I said, "What is your biggest fear?" And that was in May. May, and he passed in December, and he was. It was that he didn't want to disappoint anyone, and he goes, I just. And if you listen to him talk, he almost says, like he's thinking that something might happen, and I just don't want. And I think his thought was he's probably he didn't want to do anything to harm
anyone down.
let anyone down. And when you watch that now, that's
yeah, it hits you.
that
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
can
that.
imagine.
so.
Well, that's a pivotal moment. So.
Oh yeah, that was pretty intense.
Yeah.
So when I asked that question, and then that was a good question that I asked people, and then I also asked, tell me something that no one knows, and that was a question that I ask everybody.
Yeah.
And when I asked that question, that's when he said that I hate the song Juice WRLD. I hate the song Lucid Dreams.
Oh, yeah.
That's when he put that out into the world.
Wow.
When I asked that question, he had never told anybody that.
Yeah.
And I said, tell us something no one knows.
Yeah.
And so I think those stand out because he was more like, he seemed to be more like serious or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what was coming over him, at that moment. But when people tell me something that nobody knows, it's either something like, whoa,
Well,
for
I
sure.
appreciate you for sharing that story.
Yeah,
That's
no
awesome.
problem. So what's your favorite question to ask people?
I have a lot. I know I'm like the one that I talk a lot on the podcast. I like to ask questions, and I like to just get an idea of how people like move through the world, because I think that them sharing that information can help other people that are trying to get to the same place.
Yep.
And on a podcast, you could really change someone's life by giving them one piece of information that they never had before.
Yep.
So a lot of times it's, like, how do you push through all the no's? Because you're going to get more than hundreds of no's. And how do you build the mental fortitude to push through all that, to continue doing what you love? And so that's one thing I like to ask people about. I don't know, just stuff like that can
That's
help
cool.
others. I try to think about that way.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Pushing through the nose.
Try to,
Yeah, you got
I'm trying
to.
to give people cheat codes here.
Yeah, no, that's for
That's the
real. It's
goal.
a real thing, I battled that my whole career, my whole life. I was in sales. You got to push through the nose.
Oh, man, that's tough.
If no offends you or makes you hurt or sad, you might as well throw in the towel.
Yeah.
Because you're done.
Yeah,
if
for
you're
sure.
if you're that if that this hurts your heart so bad, you can't let it bother you. But
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Definitely.
good question.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
question.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shator. And then the final question of the most handsomest guy in the room, Dirty Phillip. I've been looking for this. This better be a good one, Phil, because if it's not, I'm cutting you off midway through and letting Doc.
I got the easiest question of all time. How does it feel to be the official, inaugurated, franchise mom of hip hop? That's it.
I mean, I just don't know if I am.
I think
mean,
you are. I
Totally
think you are.
am.
it's just, a lot of kids will DM me and say, "You're my mom. Can you adopt me?" And my oldest son's adopted. I'm like, I already did that once. I can't adopt everybody. It's weird, honestly, Phil, because in my everyday life, it's my everyday. I'm an everyday person, so none of that even crosses my mind when I'm.
It's probably why it's so natural for you, though.
I guess.
Which is great, though, because you're so receptive of the whole entire hip hop community and just your openness. I guess people feel, a magnetic energy with you to say, "Hey, that's Momma Cuf. That's the mom of hip hop right there." So
Yeah, I mean,
definitely salute to you.
Oh, I appreciate that. It's just really a matter of, just being honest with people. And a couple kids have sent me their music, and I have, if I had time. I'm not working now, thanks to COVID, or not thanks to COVID. I'm permanently not well, until I'm working doing something else. But COVID took my job away.
God works in weird ways, so
Yeah,
you
never know.
It might be a door.
I
opening
know.
up
Maybe
for you.
I need to just push through those no's, right? So anyway, Cam's got some stuff set up for me that I might be doing. But anyway, I think that you just don't, if you're yourself, then your people actually, like, that's why I think when I was talking to Jamie about why Kid Leroy will send me a message back, or Puya, or whoever because I don't want anything from them. I mean, at the very most, if we happen to go to a show, we'll want to interview them, and that's good for them. But it's also just let people know who they are as a person.
But just by the way people reciprocate your energy, it's just a beautiful thing. So just continue to
Thank you.
be you.
Yeah.
We appreciate what you do for, for the culture.
Last person just walked in. We got exclusive Zay, so we definitely
Okay.
want to get him over here. And so we're going to be watching a video from him, too, as well. So,
Okay.
Hey, Zay. You got the mic, Doc?
How is it to be successful?
Well, success is measured by a lot of different things. Everybody defines success as different. I mean, my success would be just helping Cameron, and just the fact that we continued to do the reactions on the channel. Yeah, he made some money in the beginning, but success was all of a sudden, people reaching out to him. I mean, Cole Bennett called him, and said, "Hey, man," he called Cam. Cam didn't reach out to him. Exactly. And that's how that relationship started. So Cameron developed the platform of the merchandise, the Mom Reacts, the vlogs, and that whole Cameron Johnny Landon thing. So that really, if I had said, I am definitely not doing Mom Reacts, it would have been a whole different picture right now. So the success that I measure is that I helped them be able to maybe live their dream. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds corny as crap, or kind of whatever. But that, to me, that's how I would measure the success, because I'm not, I'm not a rapper, and my interviews, some of them are good and some of them are just mom whatever. It's just a thing. It was just all to help Cameron, really.
Yeah,
I can't keep saying that, because it really just comes back to that. Uh-huh. And he is trying to help me. He's trying to set up a live stream system at the house.
Exactly.
And he wants me to do some live stream reactions. So
I think that'd be good.
he's trying to help me. Like, he's like, well, since I'm not working, you know what I mean? So we'll see how successful that is. He's like, Mom, psh. And I'm like, don't count your chickens before they hatch, Cameron. He's like, oh my God, that's so old people. I'm like,
That's like the
it's
oldest
truth.
thing you could have said.
I know, but that's what I told him. But so we'll see how successful that is. But my success is really the fact that it clicked in my head, and it didn't. I kept going with the reactions, and now this has come to where it is. And these boys are in the Cuff house. They're living in that house, and they're hopefully going to fulfill that dream. So to me, success is that, you know. Yeah.
Well, I thank you for that interesting thought.
Yeah. So good. I can't wait to see your music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
All right, Phil, you can get some music playing if you don't mind, man. And I got one question for you while everybody's kind of shuffling.
Yeah.
What's, for example, my parents were really tough on me when I started rapping in school because all my parents are college graduates and obviously wanted me to do the same thing. What type of advice do you give parents? Because you want to support your kids, but you don't want to kill their dreams either if it's something they like. So how do you navigate supporting your son or daughter around an industry that it does have some bad influences and some things going on? How did you kind of pick and choose on how you went about that journey? I just think that's an important question.
So because Cameron was on the path of going to college, and he had the brain to go to college. He did smart kid in school, and he got accepted to many colleges. So, and Stevenson gave him money, and he went to the tours, and he said, I don't think I want to live with all these people.
Yeah.
And he just didn't like it, but he went to community college and was trying to pick a 4-year. And so he didn't go to Stevenson because he didn't want to live with all those people. But I think when it was easy for me to go ahead and support him because I knew he had a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah,
so in other words, I didn't have any trouble with him with he drinking, smoking, and getting in any legal trouble or whatever. So those influences are what would worry me as a mom. If my son was, let's say, if my son or daughter was had trouble with addiction, or which breaks my heart. But if they were struggling with that, or they were doing partying and I wasn't aware of it, and and they weren't really staying level-headed, it's harder to support that. I mean.
No, it definitely is. So I got you had a lot better. You had a good starting point.
I had a good starting point because he was focused, and even though this was the rap music became part of what he did, as far as being out there and being in that environment, I've never once had to worry about him.
Yeah.
Try to support him if you can, and you, a parent knows. You'll find that out sooner than later. What a parent knows.
Yeah. I'm going to find out real hard.
Oh, you're going to find out because you got a little girl coming. So
I'm going to learn.
You're going to learn hard, and you're going to be very protective.
Yes.
And I'm protective of my kids. And he will tell you, I don't mess with my kids. I don't like that,
Well, thank you so much. We're going to close it off there. That was a great interview. Thanks for taking the time to talk to everybody.
Sure.
And now we're going to get into some reactions.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.